Hello and welcome to the From Arthur's Seat podcast, your bi-weekly chat with some of the authors behind Volume 10. I'm your host, Sophia Holm, and today I'll be talking to Jordan Cobb. How are you, Jordan?
I'm good. How are you, Sophia?
I'm doing very well. So, Jordan, what is your track in the creative writing program and your background as a writer?
I am on the poetry track, and my background as a writer, I'm actually first trained as a nurse. So in my undergrad, I got my BSN, and then as a minor through the American school system, I did a creative writing minor, specifically in poetry. So I've been writing on and off for the last four and a half years from uni to now.
And what kind of motivates you as a writer? What drives you and keeps the pencil moving?
I think it's all, for me, about action and image. I think I'm inspired by relationships a lot. Like, so many interesting things come out of what relationships can be. And I think that trying to capture something that makes language as close to reality on the page as possible is something I'm always thinking about. So whether it's an image or a metaphor.
And so moving on to kind of From Arthur's Seat, you have brought a piece in for us to listen to today. Can you give me a brief explanation of the piece?
Yes, it's called Burnt Coffee in the Bluegrass. It's about Kentucky, which is the state that my family lives in. We moved there when I was 18, so I've always kind of struggled with the idea of it being home. It's also about my love of Waffle House.
Gotcha, yeah. So without further ado, let's hear the piece.
Okay. Burnt Coffee in the Bluegrass. Years ago, a few miles down the road, a soldier shot a sieve here, but my father and I don't remember it, sitting in each other's electron orbit at the coal and cream striped countertop, barstool pleather splitting under our weight as we order double stacks and our coffee black at the Waffle House outside Fort Knox. It's a Tuesday, busy like there's a derby running, but those horses sprinted months ago, and we've already forgotten the names of the winners, which is to say we are not very Louvillian. Just trick show ponies unreined at the starting line, discussing gun rights after another shooting, this time in a Walmart in the town my sister has taken as home. And there are geese in the parking lot, carrying on as only geese can do, without the waddle of a duck, river wet, or the trot of all those horses, but like all wild things who have no need for us. Over fried dough, my father asks me about my love life, and I pause for a moment too long. I meet people, I say, shrugging his gaze off my shoulders, and he laughs, quick to ask, "Who are you meeting? Anyone I would like?" I never understood why some people ask questions when they don't want answers. The knife in my hands is scattered with dishwasher spots, and I can't see myself in it or explain myself again. Can't bring up all the questions I have about God and climate change, classic literature, or my fears of living in my own body. Can't tell him she's a woman because some days I still can't find the words for who I am. So I simmer low, smile, say, "Don't you trust me?" I don't want to start our next fight. I've always been the mastermind of the distance between us, but here in the Waffle House, we are sitting at the breakfast bar while a waitress asks if we want anything else.
So what was the creative process like for this piece?
Every poem is made out of a lot of drafts. For me, I think a lot of that process is picking images and ideas in the first draft and making a really, really bad first draft, and then kind of building on top of it. So a lot of the stuff I do is kind of rewriting until I find pieces that I like, and then it's investigating the idea of what a good sound patterning is or what line breaks should be. Yeah. And then part of it too is form. When you see it on the page, you'll see that there's a kind of different form style than just everything being justified to the left, and that's an instinct thing, but also the idea of the blank page just being a part of the poem.
Besides that, are there any kind of structural or stylistic techniques that you're generally drawn to or use a lot?
I think I have a very concrete idea of image rather than abstract. I think I have a very concrete idea of atmosphere. So that's kind of what I'm building in a lot of the pieces that I have. Otherwise, I think a lot of this program that I love about it is the ability to experiment. So I think that's most of what this year has been, just trying to experiment, try new things, investigate what I like and what I don't like and why.
Absolutely, yeah. Beyond the program, what are your goals as a writer?
Oh, I would love to be published real nice and real big. I'd love to have a pamphlet by the end of next year. I'd love to have an actual collection in the next few years if I can put my head down to it. I want to build up my community as best as possible, so that's always something I'm thinking about.
Beyond From Arthur's Seat, where can we see more of your work?
I am published in Outcrop Poetry, which is distributed around here in Edinburgh and in London. I'm also recently featured in Lucre Zine, which is a small little internet zine, and Gently Mad Literary Magazine. They just launched their second issue, and you can find 2 of my pieces there.
Perfect. Yeah, well, thank you so much, Jordan. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Sophia.
Yeah, of course. You can find Jordan's work along with all of the other stories and poems from amazing authors in the From Arthur's Seat anthology, releasing on May 9th. The pre-order link is up in our bio. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and don't forget to check out our website at www.FromArthurSeat.com. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.